Good morning. I'm really kind of tired actually. I have been up since 222. Actually, I was a little bit before that, but by the time I was able to grab my phone, it was 222. And then I got to see 333. It's funny because I've been seeing that a lot here lately, and I have a lot of screenshots of 222, 333, and then 444, and actually some 555s on my phone here from the last 3-4 days. So interesting, but anyways, there is a lot of change that I'm still feeling, that is still going on. Uh, there's been an examining of perception, of view, and it's like a course correction. This new perception or this change in regards to like examining of the past or examining of wishes or dreams, whatever it may be for you. Um, it's altering the course. And for some people, it is altering the course. For others, the alter of the course is actually the perception and like um, like affirmation, confirmation of course. Maybe someone felt doubt or something like that. There was something going on, or like what I'm feeling is like something going on where maybe indecisive or doubt, not sure if something was the pathway or something that they should be following, I guess. Um, Other than that, that's about what I have so far. I've been really busy. I was on and I needed to discuss some things in regards to like perception, I guess, earlier on my Facebook, which I'm not doing. Excuse me, don't mind me. I think I have an ear infection. Um, oh my God. Like, there's nothing in my ear. The Q-tip is clean. It's just like tickling and hurting. Uh, where am I gonna set this thing? Um, this is the end I just used. Just in case if I have to tickle my ear again or like rub my ear. Um, anyways, don't mind me. It's really, really tickly. It's really, really, it's like not helping. Anyways, um, especially in regards to programming. So for some people, it really might be kind of breaking out of the box more in regards to programming or understanding of something in regards to your perception and programming, wounding. It's going to vary for everyone. Um, it's kind of a wide spectrum there, so it's going to vary. I know in regards to worldly ways, something that I was talking about, and like worldly perception is how we, as a society, think that everyone should just push through and not acknowledge and not deal with things that we're going through. Um, I know growing up in and out of foster care, there was never an acknowledgement of anything we went through. It was ignore, avoid, just keep life going. Um, and to this day, that's how people are. That's how the world functions. It's just like get over it, just keep going. You have to go to work. You have to do this. Um, there is no time for us to take care of ourselves, to acknowledge what we've been through, let alone have the support system that we need. People don't know how to do that. That's the whole problem. This is why I think there's so much of a push, is because people do not know how to do that. They don't know how to face things. They don't know how to be there for people. And then in regards to like the worldly ways, institutions and governments, it's just like, get the fuck over it, because they want you to pretend to be okay, because it's all about the money. It's all about the status and the look, that worldly, superficial shit at the end of the day. As a spiritual leader, as a spiritual healer, um, I've been like examining a lot of things in regards to stuff. Like, so sometimes I go to church. For a long time, I know I didn't go to church. I've been going to church here again. And, the stigmatism, if I tell people who I am. See, people think I should hide who the fuck I am. I'm not hiding who the fuck I am. I'm either going to accept it for who the fuck I am, whether you like it or not, or I'm not going to attend here, right? I'm not going to lie and pretend. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody that I'm fucking not because you can't handle it, because you don't like it, because you don't understand, because you are stuck in your limitation. You can't take these rose-colored glasses off. That is not my problem. That is yours. But I will be damned if somebody judges me or wants to condemn me for it. And as mature people, lol, mature people, because a lot of people are not functioning out here maturely. We go to this immature. I will include myself in there because I do it sometimes too. And I'm trying to speak about this stuff, but not sound judgmental or not seem like I'm being judgmental, because that's not where I'm coming from. My observation and my speaking on this is the frustration of actually being judged and witnessing the things that I have witnessed. So in going to church, if I say who I am, then all of a sudden I'm not of God and I'm a witch. I am less than. In regards to the fact of my life, then I'm just a crybaby, or I just want to be a victim, excuse me. Or in regards to my situations that I'm going through right now, I can't discuss it. I can't discuss it because if I discuss it, then I'm being a victim, and I just want to Captain Save a Hoe, or I want to try to, whatever the fuck their fucked up programming and distortion is at how they want to see it, right? And so I'm discussing this because of the fact of this week I did not go to church, but last Sunday I went to church. And in regards to what's going on with me right now, I had a home that is now up for auction due to property taxes. I got a divorce in 2016. In 2017, for almost a whole year after my divorce, me and my kids were fighting for our lives. I was dealing with constant drive-bys and all of this stuff. I went through something horrifically domestic violence, and I worded it in those words because it was horrific and it was domestic violence. And it was always one of those things that if I left, I would die, or my children would die, which were his children also. So needless to say, after my divorce, all hell hit the fan. And, I was dealing with a whole lot of things. I don't know how many, at one point in time, how many gangbangers and lasers were pointing on me outside of my house. Let alone the last incident was I shot at a drive-by. Because they were in my cameras. Every time I called the police, I didn't give a shit. They kept going back and forth, creeping in front of my house for hours. It got to the point where, motherfuckers, you're going to leave. If not, we're going to be blowing it out together. So me and my happy ass took my Glock outside. And needless to say, things went awry. Someone got out. They pulled a gun. They ended up pulling in my driveway. And it was last minute instinctual of, do I shoot them and take them out, or do I shoot the fucking car and give them a warning? I wasn't sure how much my cameras were going to be picking up in the middle of the night, especially because people have been trying to destroy them. I was like, okay, the first shot is going to be a warning shot. So I shot the vehicle. Needless to say, they took the fuck off. Police ended up being all over the place. There was runners. The driver was a female driver. She rented a vehicle. She ended up having a government job. And the runners, the male runners, were gangbangers that were never found, but lots of people seen them and called it into the police. She had a gun. She was riding dirty with her gun also. Lots of things were going on. They were trying to, take me to jail. And, my kids couldn't even go to school for a whole year. Like CPS were in and out, and, it was safer for me to keep my kids there. I owned my home, so, I wasn't leaving. After that incident, I'd been having family hound me forever, about leaving. And I didn't want to, because, if I was going to leave, I wanted someone to help me with my home. So that I could sell my home, or I could put it up and rent it. Years prior, I had my realtor's license. I'd always wanted to get into like flipping property or having rental properties or whatever. During that time, a lot of domestic abuse was going on, so I never got to like hold up and hold on to my realtor's license. I lost that. I didn't have it at the time. So, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity then, right? To either get into flipping or having rental properties. I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do with it. So I wanted to figure that out, what was going to be best, because I didn't want to leave and have nothing. That was mine and my children's security. And, I ended up believing someone. I ended up leaving, and then I got squatters in my home. The squatters was my ex-husband's son, that would not get out of my home. There was lots of issues. There was also, the threats, in regards to me showing up on my property or my children, which then both of my children ended up with being charged with felonies on going onto my property. And they ended up doing probation time in regards to this, because the system just seems to be freaking rigged. But luckily it is off their record. That's how you kind of really know that it's such a fucking crock. But needless to say, the squatter destroyed my home. I stopped paying my homeowner's insurance, my property taxes. This went on. I left in 2017, and I had left keys with my grandmother and my grandfather, and so they would stop in on the property, and they kept telling me, "Hey, something's going on. Lights are being turned on. Stuff is like happening, right?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not there. Like, who's there? So my grandmother was old. I didn't know what was going on. I knew I needed to get up there, but I had no choice. I couldn't get up there at the time. And I was hoping to get up there before school started again, because my daughter needed to get in school. Was not able to do that. So then when winter break came, I was going to go up there. So needless to say, fall came, and up in Michigan, it is very cold. So September-ish, my grandparents stopped to have the water turned off, and to have my pipes, like this chemical put in them, so my pipes won't freeze. They could not get in the home. Called the police. Police wouldn't do anything. I needed a lawyer. Like, to make a long story short, there was lots of things that went on over the course of then from 2017 till currently. So now my home just got put up. I've been dealing with family and dealing with nothing but abuse from family, like right back to where I started from. And now I'm being thrown out. And I have nowhere to go, and limited in income. So it's been one thing after another in regards to my journey and what I'm going through, to be able to stand my ground and to stay dedicated to my healing and what it is that I deserve. So in regards to perception for myself, I'm not really sure. I know for myself, it's not giving up on what it is that I deserve in my dreams. Other people I know are dealing with a lot of things when it comes to their perception. So in regards to this, I'm speaking about this for a reason. And because of the fact that I have to get out of where I am, I have chickens, and, my neighbor was telling me about like his pastor. And so he's like, go to church, whatever. And maybe the pastor will take them. So I went there, and he said he'd take them. And I thought, okay, pretty comfortable. Let me go to church. I grew up in church, in and out. My grandmother used to take me, and then in certain foster cares. So like I went to church. And at one time, like when I was put up for adoption, like a certain family was going to take me, and they went to church. So, I don't have a problem going to church. It's that I'm called a witch because of my abilities, because of my God-given gifts, or however you want to see it. I grew up in church. I was raised in church. I feel that they are gifts from God, especially due to the fact of not only in past lives have I had these abilities, gifts before, but I also have them in this life because of near-death experiences, because of abuse and trauma. So anyways, he said he would take them, and then come to find out it was a lie. He said he was going to take them, but the pastor, but he was actually saying he was going to take them, but it wasn't for him. He lies and says he has a farm, but it's actually his brother who has the farm, right? So there's been all these different issues and all these different things in regards to things, as well as that victimization. I know I was speaking with him, not this Sunday, but last Sunday, when I went to church, and I asked him again, like, hey, is your brother going to take the fucking chickens? Like, I didn't ask him in that way, but I'm pissed off at the games he's playing. As a spiritual leader and a pastor of a fucking church, you should not be lying to people, especially because of your ego. So we were having a conversation, and he doesn't like what I do or who I am, that I'm a witch, right? But yeah, he can sit here and lie and manipulate. And so I brought up to him, because he always is asking me who my God is. What do you mean? I mean, my God is the same God you believe in, And, and then I was sitting here telling him how lying to somebody, you want to call me a witch, but I believe in God. And I'm like, don't you know that witchcraft is a lot more than what you think it is? I mean, you have a Bible. Don't you know that lying and manipulation is considered witchcraft, and witchcraft is of the devil, right? That is what a witch is. And people can have abilities like I do, and be a witch, or they can be a Christian, a claim to be Christian, but still be a witch, because if they are a narcissist, if they are a liar, if they are a manipulator, and they are abusing people, then this is a witchcraft. This is of the devil. And, I'm like, there are people in the Bible that are prophets, that are healers, that are seers. It's no different than I am. Well, but they're of God. Witches are of the devil, and this and that. And we're having this conversation. Well, if I can sit here and tell you that someone who's a liar is actually a witch and of the devil, because it states it in the Bible, but yet you want to call me a witch and you want to sit here and lie. So there was this thing going on, and it was brought up again about like the abuse, and he wants to, also you want to play a victim. Like, what kind of pastor wants to sit here and pass judgment like somebody's playing a victim? And it's just really like frustrating, So anyways, that next week in church, he sat here and he was talking about abuse and making jokes about it, about, getting whooped, and we know how it was abuse and whatever. And just like nitpicking with me. And I was really ticked off. First off, you do not knock somebody's journey and story and truth and then sit here and want to say that they're playing a victim or anything else. I mean, if I grew up in and out of foster care, there was a fucking reason, let alone, I have trauma to my body that will tell you that I've been through abuse. That's more than just an ass whooping. But for me, the God that I know, my God, does not condone abuse, or ass beatings even. I'm not saying that we're not supposed to discipline or punish our children. These are consequences that should be. But for me, if you are beating your child, it is because you do not have self-control. You do not have emotional maturity. You do not how to raise. You don't know how to raise or lead your child. You don't know how to do it. So then you are using abuse, control, as a form to control, to manipulate, to get your way, to get them to conform, because you don't know how to lead them the proper way out of love to do and to be what they're supposed to. Let alone, how do you even know that it's actually a mistake? You know how many times you see people out here abusing their children, being toxic, treating them like shit, all because some perceived wrong, but really it's an internal thing with the parent. They are feeling triggered. They are feeling like, oh my God, less than, or how are people going to be seeing me? So I've been reflecting on this perception here, and especially in regards to how I was raised, that who I am is considered a witch. No, it's not. And just because you don't want to see that I am of God, and that I am no different than other people in the Bible that are, seers, healers, prophets, because I am of God, that does not make me a witch. And there's this thing in the Christian community where they don't really believe that God has prophets or healers anymore. Now they can sit here and be a pastor or this or that and then claim to be a prophet. But someone like me, they're going to say that I'm not, and no, he doesn't have them no more. God is still alive. God is still living. It's an energy source. What do you mean? And everything here on this earth is of God. So how is there that, evil, devil energy, demons, all this entities and demonic things in our shadow, fear, all this anger that is, misappropriated and displaced is of devil energy? How can this still be here, but then there's not the opposite? That's not possible. The world would be so out of balance. Not to say it's not so out of balance now, but it's just not theoretically possible. So I know in regards to myself, the change of perception is just examining a lot of things and like affirming what it is I know to be true for myself, as well as what I receive through God, through God's source energy, through spirit, through universe, whatever it is that you want to believe for yourself. At the end of the day, I believe that we all pray, or we all, those who believe in God, God's source energy, I believe we all worship or pray, believe in the same God, just through culture, through perception, through environmental differences and woundings and such, that we have different structure of, how we go about it. And there's no one correct way. I believe that we are supposed to be utilizing all tools to our benefit, no matter where they are. I believe that we should be open-minded to seeing where God is in everything and utilizing these things to help us have a better relationship and help us to grow in love, and so that we can be the better leaders and guiders that this world needs, than it is where we are supposed to separate and divide and judge and something that we don't know or understand. I mean, if you are a Christian and you open your Bible, God calls us to understand and to put things and place things in his hands, of things that we don't understand, because it's supposed to be of his understanding. And this world does not do that, but yet they hold on to their programmings, to hold on to God's word, to utilize it as a false God, to hold up to their programmings, which I do not like. And, I will speak about when I need to speak about. And, that was like the biggest thing is like on my platform on Facebook, I was speaking about that, because him as a spiritual leader is supposed to be also helping people, like as a spiritual healer, no different than me. We're just going about it in different ways. And just because you have this worldly accolade or this worldly, where you are acknowledged in the world to be a spiritual healer or a spiritual leader, does not mean that you are better than me, first and foremost, or that I am of a witch. I mean, when I can sit here and, he said he'd take my birds. He said he'd take the chickens, when come to find out it was a lie, like all these different things. And then he cared more about telling me how beautiful I am constantly, thinking that he's going to get some fucking wounding programmings or that, he can fucking flirt with me or whatever the fuck, fucking take my goddamn temperature. Motherfucker, I see your demons. I see your shadows. I'm not playing these motherfucking games. I didn't come to you for you to sit here and tell me how fucking beautiful I am. That's not why I'm here. Get your head out your ass. But you're a spiritual leader. But want to say I'm a witch. This is where we need a higher perspective. And this is where we need to be opening ourselves up, especially to God, God's source love, and wisdom, spiritual discernment. Because to sit here and people would, People will praise him. People will give him these accolades, and people follow his fucking word. But yet what he's doing is in devil energy, but will knock someone like me who is trying to grow within my spiritual wisdom and spiritual discernment, within my capacity to love, to forgive, and to share and to teach my knowledge, so that we can all have more healing, so that we can all have more togetherness, more harmony, so we can have balanced, loving relationships, one that are of God, created in God's energy source and essence. This is the only way we can really make the world work. And, it was really upsetting because of him like trying to attack me in the way of what I speak to him. First off, those are private, but then you want to attack it and knock it like it's nothing. I have pictures like he mentioned something about how he really liked the gap between my teeth and shit. I don't give a fuck if you like the gap between my teeth, but thank you, because I wasn't born with one. It's because of abuse that I have a gap between my teeth. But yet you want to sit here and knock me as a victim, and I'm not allowed to. I don't go in victimization like that. And if I do, if I'm going to cry, or I'm going to be upset, or show that I'm stressed, or that I need support, I have that fucking right to. You are not going to condemn me or shame me for it, or think less than, and then try to take away my experience because you don't like it, because you don't know how to deal with it, because my strength and my determination, my willpower to be an overcomer, because I am, does not sit well with the fact that I actually truly am a victim, and you cannot bring this together in your mind to make peace with it. So you need to take something away to fit a fucking box. We're not doing that. And so this is where he's gone. Oh, I'm not allowed to talk to him about my abuse. He doesn't want to hear it, because then that makes me someone in his eyes. I don't give a fuck how it makes you. And he's got mad at me and said I'm not allowed to talk to him. You're a fucking pastor, and I'm not allowed to talk to you if I bring up what I'm going through and then how it stresses me out. The fuck? And then he says, oh, I'm not a counselor. The fuck? Yes, you are a counselor, motherfucker. You are a spiritual counselor. You are a fucking pastor. I was raised in church, motherfucker. But then want to pull the wool over my eyes and then try to be like, oh, well, he can't talk to me either because I'm a witch. But yeah, you can talk to me if I will feed your motherfucking ego and stroke your fucking ego and pride, and you are supposed to be a spiritual leader and helping people heal. But yet you want to talk about my looks or this or that, and want me to stroke your ego, or allow you to lie and manipulate and say you're going to take my goddamn bird just because you're looking for something else. You're probably looking for some fucking kitty cat or something like that you're not going to get over here, motherfucker, to see. You're taking my fucking temperature to see what the fuck you can get away with. This is of the devil. This is witchcraft. This is not of God and to be considered a holy man. But yet want to then try to keep pegging me down. See, this is why I speak about the things I do. I'm not going to say shit to that motherfucker, but I will keep speaking my truth, whether he likes it or not, anytime that I'm around him. Because you're not going to take my voice away. I'm not going to conform, but I'm also not going to fight your goddamn demons, and I'm not going to argue with a fucking idiot because I know better. I have enough self-love and maturity and spiritual discernment that this is not my battle, but I'm going to stand my motherfucking ground, and you are not going to take away because you cannot understand, and you are also not going to attack me because you are trying to fit me in some goddamn type of box because you can't handle the truth. That's not on me. And I'm speaking about this today because of perception. There is a real big problem in regards to perception. But see, the thing with it here is I'm blessed. I'm blessed because God helps me have perception and openness where I can utilize people's fuckery and debauchery and their lack in regards to holding on to my belief and standing my ground instead of it taking away from me. And because that's what they're trying to do, take and chip away at me to get me to conform to their way and to their will. It's not going to happen. So Mercury Direct, this is a Mercury Direct energy reading, and it is in regards to perception, change in perception, following the star, wishes, dreams, healing, wish fulfillment, holding on to faith, hope, and belief, holding on to your fucking truth as well, setting course correction, wherever it is for you in your journey. It may just be, that confirmation, affirmation that you are on course and to not veer off of course. God likes to affirm us, and the devil likes to come against us when we are on our pathway. So when you're being hit, when you're on your pathway, you can take that as confirmation that you are onto something. You know that you are on your pathway. You are, regardless if you're on exactly where you need to be. It doesn't matter, because you're where you need to be, right? We get hung up on this destination or being right. If things are coming against you, trying to deter you and trying to limit you again, then it shows that you are on your pathway to keep going. You know, that is the hindrance. That is the people trying to chip away at you and try to pull you back and rein you in. I am free and I am a sovereign being, and there is no way that no one is going to take power and control over me, or to change my perspective, or to limit me, or to make me limit myself. I am working on outgrowing all limitations that were placed upon me. I'm also working on outgrowing all of my limitations because of that programming and what it did to me. And no one else going to come in and try to rein me the fuck back in. But thank you for the affirmation that I am on the correct pathway. Thank you for confirming me. Thank you for these affirmations and these gifts while you hit me, because I will rise and I will keep standing my ground. So in regards to these energies for myself, that's where it lies. Where it's going to be affecting you, I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? This is just a general reading, and they wanted me to share my own experience with these energies. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and get into this reading. I'm really tired, and I've been doing some channeling and some other things since 2 something this morning. And you know, by the time I got around to see the clock, it was 2:22. So I'm exhausted. And I may have to run to the restroom, because this is my second thing of coffee. As well as I've had a little bit of some water. And it is still very, very early, so I'm probably going to have to run to the restroom. I'm trying not to smoke. This is my last damn cigarette. A couple days ago, it was Friday. Was it Friday? Yes, it was Friday. Friday, around 6 o'clock, I smoked my last cigarette. I decided, okay, I'm going to try to quit again. And then I went until, I don't know, close to noon the next day, which would have been about 19 hours. And it just so happened I was at the store, and I wasn't actually, I should not have bought cigarettes, but they kept, are you buying cigarettes, you know? I don't know why the fuck they asked, because they know me, but you know, it's like, if I'm not asking for them, you shouldn't be asking me. But then I was like, oh my God. Then I ended up having an anxiety attack and buying some. And then I ended up smoking, and you know, it's that fight, it's that struggle, right? Because I was at peace at the time, at the moment, you know. But you know what? It is what it is. So this is my last cigarette again. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting more than waiting until that's gone to try. You know, I don't know. I'm continually trying to quit smoking and break free from limitations. And this is a limitation. We just haven't got there yet, but we're not giving up. I was on here and I was trying to do the new moon in Virgo energy reading. Something happened. That was, I think, the first day that Mercury went direct, I believe. Something happened, and my computer just went to crap on me. My little Chromebook. It had been plugged in. I just unplugged it. It had been plugged in. The battery life was supposed to be full. So, you know, Mercury retrograde is still, you know, at that time was still present. I can feel the energies for a month before, sometimes only 3 weeks before. It just depends. And I can deal with them for about a month afterwards. Even I can feel them even if I'm not really dealing with them a whole lot. I can feel them. It takes about a month that they come in before and a month after. But it really depends on how it's going to be, like, flowing through me, what I'm going to be dealing with, or how heavy it's going to be, or if it's going to be affecting me or not. And sometimes it affects me more for the pre-shadow, sometimes the post-shadow, sometimes it's the whole damn thing. I know a Mercury retrograde is going to be really bad if a month before it starts. So this will be 2 weeks even before that pre-shadow. I start getting hit with Mercury retrograde energies. It's happened to me so many times before where a month before it just starts coming in and I just start getting hit and it just starts. Then once we get to 3 weeks, it's worse. Once we get to then when the pre-shadow hits, it's gotten even worse. It like escalates and it just like that snowball coming down for that avalanche. This one was, it wasn't, too bad. It was more probably internal, energetic, emotional things working through, and some physical. Like I have some issues with some stalkers, and that be family, okay, unhealthy family members. All right, Spirit. Let's see. What are we doing for Mercury Direct? And Mercury Direct went direct a couple days ago. I believe it was the 15th. I'd be forgetting. So I believe it was the 15th that it went direct. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the Spirit Animal Oracle deck for this first shuffle here to go ahead and get started. I don't take these in reverse, just to let you know. All right, so this is a general collective reading. If it resonates with you, you will know, you will feel it, you will know that it's for you. Energy is fluid, so this could be pertaining to you or anyone in your energetic field. It could be vice versa, right? You have to apply it to how it fits in your life or in the situation. Other than that, energy is also timeless. So anytime you come across this and you resonate with it, then it's for you. We all flow through energy in our own time, in our own cycle, when we cycle through what we need at our own time, in our own pace. These are just the energies of those situations, or the daily energies that we're all able to tap into and deal with. And eventually we will all cycle through and deal with. We just are all in our own cycles, flowing through the energy, in our time, in our way. All right, so let's see, Spirit. What do you have for this Mercury Direct Energy Reading? What do you want us to know? Mercury Direct, Spirit. What do you want us to know for Mercury Direct? What's coming in? Funny, I was talking about change, right? Lots of change and change in perspective. I'm not taking any more after this because we have a crap load. I'm not doing any more. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to do the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is Spider Spirit. Make your dreams what? I cannot read it. It's too damn dark in here. Make your dreams real. All right, let's see here, Spirit. I'm wasting that last cigarette. It's funny, I was talking about the change, right? And the change in perspective and just all these changes that are going on. Not sure how it's going to affect other people in their lives, right? And then they had me share about my own experience in regards to some of this change. One, the needing to move, to like the perception in other people. And then this affirmation of, the affirmation is in regards to my journey, my healing, my job, my calling. Because we have Buffalo Spirit. It's a 10, which is cyclical. It's endings and beginnings. It's completion. But Buffalo Spirit is the abundant universe will provide. The thing with buffaloes, when a storm is coming and they can sense a storm, they will run into the storm. They know that if they try to outlast the storm, like meaning if they turn away or they wait there, they're going to be more tired, right? So they charge the storm like it's coming. It's inevitable that it's coming. It's this willpower and this determination that I'm getting with this of not avoiding, of standing your ground, or having your determination and willpower, knowing that something's changing and heading straight into that storm. Like the courage that you have here to overcome in regards to these changes. Like the cow spirit, on the other hand, if there's a storm coming, they run away from it. So, thinking that they're going to escape it, but they're not. That in it is like a cowardly act in a way, because think about how exhausted they're going to be by the time the storm gets them. The buffalo spirit, though, it's like it's inevitable. They know this ending is inevitable. They know this storm is inevitable, that it's coming across their past. So it's like, why run from it? Why hide? Why try to hide underneath a tree or, whatever it may be? It's like we need to take charge. There is this take charge, be confident energy with this buffalo spirit is what I'm getting with this. Because that this completion, this ending, and this new beginning is here. This change is inevitable. So it's like, be courageous, be brave, and face it. Charge it. So then we go from 10 to 29, which makes it 11. So we have giraffe spirit. See the big picture. This is like a higher perspective. Oh my God, I still can't speak. I'm a Gemini, so I really get tongue-tied and tongue-twisted with Mercury being retrograde, as well as other things that Mercury can do. It can really mess with my speech since I'm ruled by Mercury. So I'm getting a higher perspective here. And it's funny because 11's like the 1-1 is like awakenings, right? New beginnings, awakenings. It's 1-1. Like, so 1 and 1, that alignment here of like as above, so below, like the new beginnings. So this higher perspective gives you this new perception for this new beginning. It's about overcoming this higher perspective. Let's see the big picture in regards to this new beginning is the acceptance that it's here, right? That there's no outrunning this, as well as like that bravery and confidence in regards to the direction that you choose for yourself, right? In charging this storm, because it's inevitable. Like this storm is just one of the obstacles, but this higher perspective, it's like the storm that sets you on course. It's funny because like these storms of what I'm dealing with, it's setting me on course. It's getting me out of, like with my divorce, I was trying to end that toxic cycle of repeating domestic abuse and that toxicity. I got to a point, I didn't know how I got there. How the fuck did I get here? And then it was so bad. How the fuck do I get out? I had to keep trusting in spirit. I had to keep trusting in God, universe. And it took forever. And it got to the breaking point of where I was afraid to leave because I was afraid to die. I was afraid for my children to die because of the abuse. Not just the verbal abuse and the threats, but the physical abuse that let you know he would kill you. That he would also kill his own children. It got to the point where it was like, we're dead already. We're dead. Look at the situation that we're in. There's nothing here to live for. There's no reason to go on. We're fucking dead. Do you see the hell that we are in? It took that storm, all of those storms, to make that big storm of that realization of we're dead. We stay here, we're dead. We're already dead. There's nothing left. And it can only go downhill from here. That was that higher perspective in regards to that situation, and then facing it head on. And then in that facing it head on, I didn't want to leave my home because I knew it wasn't best for me. All of the crap that I kept going through, because it was the devil, the people not wanting to let go, wanting to affirm, that toxic devil energy, trying to fight that, trying to fight still all that programming. Then my family getting involved and trying to utilize that as a stepping stone to hold the fuck on to, right? And I ended up caving, right? But see, God utilized what was meant to harm me for my benefit, because I've been standing strong in it, even though I've been attacked and attacked and attacked. This was the constant confirmation that I'm on the right fucking path. They're trying to hold on so bad. Don't give up. Keep facing this fucking storm. It took years and years for me to affirm and to have that higher perspective in regards to facing that fear of death. See, a lot of times people think it just needs to be now, and in this journey, people are just like, oh, you haven't gotten nowhere. You haven't overcome anything. What the fuck do you mean I haven't overcome anything? God keeps telling me to trust him. For years now, for about 4 years, God is like, you're almost there. You're almost there. Your breakthrough is here. Your breakthrough's here. Your breakthrough's here. Don't give up. Do you know how many times I've been frustrated in these 4 years of dealing with this shit, of trying to restart my life while constantly being abused and at my lowest? And so it's like that blessing in disguise, right? They knew that no matter what they did, they're not getting their way. They're not getting their way. So now their last attempt to try to get their way is to throw me out on the streets. They made sure I lost everything. They made sure my home was taken from me. They made sure this. I mean, they even like sabotaged my car. Like they stole my money from me. There's so much shit that my family did. Let alone the abuse to get me like to disassociate. Like last year I was disassociating from how bad the abuse was. Like all these different obstacles that I had to overcome. I just had to hold the fuck on. This is an obstacle, right? But I'm on course. Just my course seems to be a shitty one. Sometimes that's hard for us to accept, that when we are on our course that we expect things to be peaches and roses, or, rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. It's not. Sometimes our course, what is meant for us, is to overcome the hell, to stand strong and stand our ground, to be that buffalo spirit, and to be courageous and brave and keep facing these fucking storms and keep charging them, because it's about standing your ground. It's also about facing it bravely, knowing that you will overcome it, that you're going to be okay once you reach it, right? Because it's inevitable. Just to keep fucking going and to not give up. So then we have a 50, which makes a 5, which is about change. We have Rhino spirit, overcome any obstacle, all of these obstacles, and that higher perspective and holding on to that and that truth. Seeing the big picture, knowing what you're up against. How can you fight a fucking battle if you're at war? I've been at war, right? Trying to overcome the fucking devil and his chains that he has on me. Thought I was out, wasn't out. Thought I was out, wasn't out. I mean, this cycle. But instead of destroying me like they thought it did, and even though down and out and they're fucking bearing dirt on me, I kept growing. I kept holding on. My roots kept growing. I didn't give up. And no matter what obstacle and storm I'm facing now, in regards to I'm about to be homeless, and I have a lot of things going on, I know the bigger perception. I know the bigger picture. That for some reason, no matter how hard this is a part of my pathway, but I can overcome this. This is just an obstacle. It's all about your perception. It's an obstacle. Now, how do I overcome? This is like, for in regards to me, how do I overcome this? Sometimes it's all about divine timing, and it's just holding your head above water and making sure you don't drown, because spirit universe is going to make the pathway. Yes, in that, do we have to sacrifice? Yes, in that, do we need to stay dedicated? Yes, we do. but we also can't give up. The biggest thing is holding your head above water and not giving the fuck up. So Rhino Spirit 5 is more changes, overcoming any obstacles, or overcoming obstacles. Sorry, I need a drink. And my ice cubes keep melting. And it's funny because if you have a limited view in regards to my situation, I have the devil coming after me, right? Because of that toxicity and that low vibrational, nasty ass energy of abuse and lower vibrational frequencies here. And then what would perceive to be in the worldly way good frequencies, because the church, God, and people who are Christian and believe in God, all coming against me. But see the facade there, that superficial belief that something is better, coming against me too, because attacking me for my abilities, my gifts, attacking me for my pathway because they don't understand it, attacking me for my strengths and my courage, attacking me also because I've been abused. A lot of times people would take that as confirmation that they're right, and then rack themselves up, taking away. People like to take away people's truths to peg them down for the superiority things because people can't understand. And that fucks people up internally because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to overcome them. Instead of helping them, it hinders them. No, that just shows me that the reason they're coming against me is because they're low vibrational. It's a superficial facade that they are better, right? Because they're Christians and it's the church and churchly people coming after me. That's devil energy. And with my abilities, with my wisdom, with all that I have grown through and have been shown, with the spiritual discernment in my life path and experiences, I can see their demons and their devils. I also don't need to lie and pretend because I can't handle it. See, they can't handle it. They're the ones with the closed off perception of the rose-colored glasses on. It's not confirmation that what they're saying is true. It's affirmations because it's devil energy all day long still. There's something here with understanding the difference, how society has us view things superficially. That separation of now, oh, well, because that experience is this, so it's low vibrational, it's toxic, it's nasty, it's devil energy. But then that superficial where someone with money or people who are Christian or white color skin or whatever the fuck it may be, where we have the superiority and we are better, that's superficial. So whatever I'm speaking about here, I speak about everything for a reason. It's relevant. I am psychic. I'm prophetic. There are some superficial worldly ways in perception and how people hold on to power and control dynamics and entitlement in regards to different things, whether it be color of your skin, the fact that someone is religious, your upbringing, your money, your job, your status. There's some worldly way and superficial things at play with what I'm discussing for people. in the overcoming the obstacle, right? In the higher perspective, in the challenges that you face and these storms that you have to face on and stand in your ground, because it's about knowing your worth. Knowing who the fuck you are, standing in your power, believing in yourself against all odds, regardless if people understand or not, regardless of who the fuck they think they are or society sees them to be. It's going against the grain. It's not conforming. It's you are your own fucking leader. And then we have 53 here, which makes an 8. It is infinity. So it's cyclical endings and beginnings, but it's also magic and manifesting. It's also massive power, very powerful healing. I'm a Reiki practitioner, and in regards to healing, and being a channeler, channeling, being psychic, prophetic, for my own healing, they have had me do Reiki on myself and do the infinity symbol and work with 8 in the infinity for healing, my own healing, and also through going through time and through space in regards to the healing. just like other things like Merkaba, and they've had me use that for things and different things. But this is also cyclical. It's also in regards to movement. It's manifestation. It's seahorse spirit, watch and wait. It's that manifestation energy of watching and waiting, putting it out there in the universe, letting things take place and take shape and take hold, letting things end that need to end so that these new beginnings can come in, the cyclical energy. But it's also the manifestation energy, like I was talking about, and knowing that that energy is powerful and that belief, holding onto that belief. How can things manifest? How can they have power to create? And for this watch and wait, or watch and see energy, if you don't believe, I keep being pulled to this belief and trust energy in regards to this. And then we have a 42, which makes a 6. And they're pulling me to the 6 of Cups, past life, nostalgia, very karmic, ancestral, lineage, behavioral patterns, in regards to the 6, and then the balance and harmony with the 6 of Pentacles, harmonious relationships, balanced, reciprocal. We have otter spirit. This is like swan spirit for me, or 2 of Cups. I think it's more than 2. For me, it's more than the 2 of Cups. It's kind of like 2 of Cups meets 10 of Cups, with like the 4 of Wands, because it's for me partnership and something harmonious where there's always this love and this nurturing. It is really yummy energy. There's a lot of emotional, physical support in regards to that nurturing and that love and that comfort. We have otter spirit. You are never alone. See the love that they're wrapping themselves in with each other. And it makes like a heart, and they're just all snuggled up tight with each other. Seeing the big picture and how to obtain this for yourself, what it is that you need in regards to this outer spirit energy of never being alone, and that 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups meets 4 of Wands. What it is you want for yourself, for those energies, and what it is for you, especially like spiritually, emotionally, then coming down to the physical world. It's funny they had me say it that way. Spiritually, emotionally, and then physically, the as above, so below. That bigger picture here in regards to that energy is pulling down what it is you, from as above, so below, but also the healing that has been had here, what you know you want and deserve, and manifesting this, pulling it in. You have to know what it is you want and deserve. You have to be able to maintain that. You have to be able to believe in this. You have to be able to imagine this, that this can even happen, or that it exists and it's real, before you can obtain it for yourself. It's like someone was going through an overhaul, or it's more than a review. It's like reconstruction, in regards to these energies. And then we have number 2, we have antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. More confirmation of this change. All right, spirit, let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this. This is by Paulina. She did the Paulina Tarot. I think it's like Josie or something like that. I'm not really sure the name of it. I don't even know where the little book is, or the little box that it came in. I just know that Paulina Tarot, that's the first tarot deck I ever purchased for myself. It was at the shop. She didn't have a big selection. but I was pulled to the doves and the peace that was on that. And then I know that that is the same creator, the Paulina Tarot, of this deck right here. And I think it's Josie or something like that. Josie Tarot, or I'm not really sure. So it's really hard to say what deck it is when I'm not really sure. All right, Spirit, what else do you want us to know in regards to these energies in this Mercury going direct? Oh, yes. The overall for this was that 7th card, and 7 being very spiritual. 56, which makes another 11, like that awakening, right? That 111. Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. That's the creation, the manifestation. But it's also the doing the work. It's like the physical work of what you are doing to make it real. Like the web you weave, the seeds that you sow, how you're nurturing them or nourishing them. Like, are you feeding it? Are you doing the work? Is the work that you're doing supportive of what it is that you want for yourself? And this is physical as well as mental and emotional, right? For that spiritual. We have the moon. I got fear was the first thing I received with this, was the fear of the moon energy. But this is illusions. This is the secrets, secrets in the dark, what's hidden, like that shadow side, the hidden emotions, fear. Fear, the illusions, that fear creates. And like that insecurities that fear creates. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Queen of Coins. It's earth energy, but I believe it's earth in water. Is it earth and air? I don't know, but it is earth. It's like Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, for the Queen of Coins. She knows how to multitask. She's a hard worker. She's also very nurturing, but not overly emotional. She has balance in her emotions. Like the Queen of Cups can become emotionally imbalanced, and very codependent, especially emotionally. She's refined in her emotions. She has more balance in her emotions, but she's very nurturing, very loving. She can show up and get the job done, because it's not just, she's the one who can work, cook, clean, and also nurture and provide for loved ones. And not just in a physical way, but emotionally, spiritually. She's like that all-around queen who can do it all, right? We have the 5 of Wands. Competition. And the fighting with the competition and the distraction. The distraction is the fear. This competition is to keep you in fear, to keep you insecure, or to keep you in illusion. Like that you're not good enough, right? Or that you can't have what it is that you want, or that you don't deserve it. Like, I'm better. This one-upping, this pegging is what I'm getting with this competitive energy and this distraction. The 9 of Cups. Because they don't want you to fill up your own cups. They don't want you to be fulfilled emotionally and spiritually within. This is the highest form of love that you can have inside of yourself. This is emotionally satiated, alone, solo. You don't need somebody else. You're not codependent. You have that fulfillment emotionally and spiritually all within yourself. The next step is in with others. People are mad that you're loving you. People are mad at your adaptability is what I'm getting, as well as like that all-around queen. The fact that you are that all-around queen, that queen of coins, hardworking yet loving and nurturing, understanding, you can multitask, you're adaptable. You love on yourself and others, you nurture things, fighting competitive with you because they don't want you to love on you. They don't want you to succeed. So they keep trying to play on these fears and these illusions and insecurities, not wanting you to love you. But you're still overcoming, right? This Nine of Cups is after this Five of Wands. It's showing why they are doing it, supporting more why they're doing it, and why they were trying to keep you in the moon energy, but also that you are overcoming it. You're overcoming all this nasty energy of people trying to keep you in fear and illusions and being competitive with you, trying to power trip over you and be superior, like you're worthless or not deserving, because they're trying to distract you. I keep getting a competitive energy and distraction. And the distraction is like to make you go off your pathway, to keep you from loving you, to keep you from being this balanced queen, to not be adaptable, to not be able to handle anything. Right? That's how they're jealous of. Now we have the Knight of Coins. Sitting there with an offer. The offer could be friendship, it could be more, but there's an offer here. It's funny. I'd have to place this underneath the moon and it's relevant. That competition is that you don't deserve this. That not deserving is that you don't deserve your 10 of Cups, that you are not good enough. You're not who you are, like what I was talking about. And that no one's going to offer you. No one would want to work with you. No one would love you. Like pulling on these fears. Or they're trying to make it where it's like you're not deserving of this. This is why this Knight of Coins is underneath the moon. Like no one's going to be able to love you. You're not lovable. Fuck that shit. What are you talking about? I'm not lovable. That's the illusion. In regards to the insecurities and the distraction, not wanting you to love you, so because they don't want you to think that someone can offer you or want to work with you, want to build with you. So the illusion is also that no one wants you, right? For some people, it's going to be a particular person. Like people came into your life to try to destroy this potential relationship. They didn't want it to succeed. They didn't want you guys to build together. I'm trying to see if that energy is still there, that person. What I'm picking up on for some people of there's a particular person involved that people wanted to destroy something, right? That had potential. I think it's the acknowledgement here because they're not letting me know and they're not letting me feel it out. I'm not getting anything. So it's the acknowledgement that there was an offer here. And then they held on to this offer too because of what was going on. And then to let it go, because if it's meant for you, it will come back for you. If it's not, it doesn't mean you can't have it. You understand what got in the way. These people got in the way, right? And then your fears and insecurities because they wanted that to happen. So what do? You know you have to let go of those people. You overcome those fears and those insecurities and you overcome those people. And the right person will offer and will build with you. And if they're the right person, then it'll always come back around to you. Because what's meant for you will always be for you. Nothing can come in between that. Nothing can take it away. And yes, it's funny because the 10 of Coins is after that. That's what he wants to offer. He wants to offer long-term stability. He wants to offer a legacy and building with you. And now if he changed his mind and it's not him, because of the situation that took place, and if he's not there any longer, see, this is what they wanted to destroy. This is why they came against you, was competitive and wanted to distract you and wanted you to be in fear and illusion and feel not good enough, feel not lovable, feel not worthy. They did not want this to happen. They were jealous. It was a hit to their ego, to their pride. If he's still not there, you know, now or in the future, then it's okay. It's okay, because then we know that it probably would not have worked, because if it was meant for us, then it'll always come back to us. But this is the 10 of Coins here supporting. Yes, he wanted to offer long-term, building a legacy with you. You can still have this with the right person in the right timing. What had to go was these fears, these illusions, and these people who want to place their fears and burdens upon you because they're jealous, because their ego and pride could not handle it. They were wounded and wanted to wounded you. They wanted to come against you. They wanted to compete. They wanted to try to peg you the fuck down and try to put you in your place that you were not deserving as a distraction so that you could not have this. But you are overcoming. And you can have this, and you will have this in the right timing with the right people. 10 of Coins. This is that long-term legacy, building a legacy. This is, for me, it's home and hearth, because you're building that long-term solid foundation, but it's not just pentacles. It's also love. That what legacy is there to just have money and a long-term stable foundation? You need love there too. Without love, what good is the money? What good is there of the fucking foundation? There's no legacy then. It's just money at the end of the day. It's just this fucking house with no home, with no one in it to give it love and laughter, and there's no nurturing then. How can this Queen of Coins be the Queen of Coins? Not to say she can't be, but, you know, she has a family. She's the, in regards to Queen, she's the best partner. She's the best mother. She's the best partner and romantic, like with or without children. She's the best partner. She's the one everybody wants to have as a partner. And she wants a home. Right? She wants that partnership and that legacy. That's what she's about. Long-term legacy and this love also. She's very nurturing. She will have her 10 of Coins, her long-term stability and her legacy, that home and hearth in regards to the emotional. I told you, we have the Page of Cups. It's overcoming all of this and maintaining your own emotional fulfillment, not letting anyone come in between you or alter your emotions or what it is you want or believe for yourself, how you love you is what I'm getting with this. And once you do that, like, you know, you are and are able to maintain that in overcoming all that you have to overcome, then there will be someone that has all this love for you and is, you know, wanting to express their feelings with you and but it's first inside of you is what I'm getting. I've been getting that a lot with the Page of Cups, that this is an internal thing, that this is like that maintaining of that ultimate love and emotional and spiritual stability within, kind of like the Page of Wands, where they're enthusiastic, right? And not letting anyone get in their way of their enthusiasm. That's more of an immature sense. This here has more of that wisdom, emotional and spiritual wisdom and maturity, where nothing can come in the way of my self-love and I've got going on emotionally for and spiritually for myself. Someone can't ruin my fucking day. I'm lucky and I'm blessed and I love me and I don't give a fuck what you got going on. I'm going to overcome. And if you're going to be this way, then you need to get the fuck out of my way. That's what I'm getting with this energy. And maintaining this energy, this Page of Cups energy brings this to you. Then somebody feels this way about themselves, they can maintain. And then they feel this way about you. Like getting and that being in that energy makes you lucky, right? And it pulls that into you, that other rabbit, you know. And it's funny because with the otters and so then the rabbits, and when I'm saying rabbits, I'm thinking like, rabbits that, in that sexual way, um, you know, in the sexual way, It's like you get in that rabbit fertile energy of self-love and radiating this and not letting anyone be able to fuck with your emotional self, and that self-love, and it brings you luck, and it pulls that luck into you, it brings it right back to you where someone feels the same way. And then think about those two rabbits and the luck and that creation there and the love that is shared. And like they're referring back to that otter energy. And then we have the Six of Coins. It's funny because they were telling me about the six of what was it before? The Six of Cups. And then what was it? Then they were telling me of the other six, and I talked about the energy. I don't know if I said it or not. Like might have been this one, the Six of Coins. I don't remember. Like when I channel, I'd be forgetting. So then we have the Six of Coins. This is reciprocated. This is harmonious relationships. And that's going to be with that bunny, right? Once you're in that bunny and you can maintain that bunny, and then you're going to have these reciprocated relationships or relationship with another bunny, right? So balanced relationships, reciprocated relationships. So the bottom of the deck, overcoming the devil. This is the overall. It's overcoming the devil. Codependency, addiction, fear, control. It's funny because I was talking about that in regards to like that fear in the emotions in the moon energy. And that is something that's controlling. This Five of Wands, this competition, and like having ego, distorted ego and pride and coming against somebody to peg them in their place. It was something I remember talking about, because there was this superior thing going on, like, wanting to compete, like, oh no, I'm better. It was to try to peg somebody down. That's control. This is like a smaller, lower form of control. This is because people do this to control people, right? They're feeding off of someone. That's devil energy. Because why do they do this? Why do they compete? It's about control. It's about power tripping. It's about this superiority, entitlement. I'm better. Especially what I was picking up in regards to the reading of this. So this is overcoming the devil. This Mercury going direct is bringing in these energies here. So this Mercury retrograde, it was supposed to be helping you overcome these energies of insecurities, fears, that illusions, the moon and competition, people with a distorted, fucked up ego and pride trying to peg you in your place. You have gained more information in regards to seeing people's ego and seeing it for what it is. The codependency, the devil energy, that control, and all the fear and dynamics behind this because of jealousy. Jealousy is also devil energy. Why do people do the things they do out of jealousy? Jealousy and hate, all of these things are forms of devil energy. This is also why people are going to be competitive in the Five of Wands energy. Jealousy. Anyways, well, that's cool. It's really, what's cool is the overcoming, the seeing it for what it is, the being able to overcome this. When you deal with people like this, I mean, it fucks up your whole world, right? And then you have to work through it. You have to overcome. So you're overcoming. And you're overcoming what they did to you, but then you're overcoming your own eternal. So now you can be unstoppable. Now it's like you are going to be this unstoppable force because you overcame. You have this higher perspective. So you have this knowledge no one can ever fucking take away. So you will never go backwards. You will never regress. You've overcome these illusions and these fears for a lifetime or longer. A life is an illusion, but it's because it's there in your memory. It's there in your soul. Like I'm getting the Hierophant energy of overcoming these fears and this knowledge that have been gained. They keep showing me the 11s and that higher perspective, the one-on-ones, the awakening. So they're giving me like the Hierophant energy of like spiritual lessons and growth and gain that can never be taken away. So now you will be more unstoppable. You are more of this freaking buffalo and that buffalo spirit. And it's funny because buffaloes are sacred. It's a very sacred energy. So it makes it even more beautiful. All right, Spirit. Advice, guidance, and support for this Mercury Direct Energy Reading. And we're going to do the Keepers of the Lights. And a feather. I'm not too sure how this feather got here, but you know what? That's not where I keep feathers, so. Advice, guidance, and support for this Mercury Direct Energy Reading for the Spirit. Advice, guidance, and support for this Mercury Direct Energy Reading. Advice, guidance, and support for the Spirit. I keep pulling me to the Romance Angels, so I'm going to do those two here. I cannot stop being pulled to them. Like, knock it off. All right, let's see. Advice, guidance, and support. Mary Magdalene, Teacher Awakens. It is really dark in here. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. I might be kind of making some words up here. That's the buffalo spirit. And not giving up and facing the storm and charging and having confidence. And another awakening. The Teacher Awakens. There's more confirmation here of those one-on-ones, as well as me talking about those spiritual, like there's a spiritual soul, that Hierophant energy and spiritual learning. Nothing can be taken away from you in regards to what you just learned. That's what they just said here. Nothing can be it can't be taken. Nothing can be taken away from you in what you've just learned. There's this soul's growth here. There's more awakening. And I'm dropping stuff. All right, Spirit. We have Kuthami, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know that answer you seek. Trust what you know. It's funny, there was something, trust. Well, one of those cards I was talking about, trust and belief. Seahorse Spirit. What was that about? They're pulling me to that, so it's important. I need to go see. For the watch and wait. That's what it is, because you know. That watch and wait is waiting for something that you know, and I remember talking about belief or trust or both in there, and that has to do with that. You know the answers already. You know what it is. Now it's like that watch and wait, that trust, that belief. And then we have the Sekna, Sacred Self. Unleash your spirit. Something, your gifts. It's really dark in here. Let me see here. All right, don't mind me. Okay, so the Sekna, Sacred Self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance with the sacred rhythm of life. So that's in the flow, and in the flow of manifestation. Anything else, Spirit? I was talking about the Merkaba. Hold on. Like, oh my God. I was talking about the Merkaba, something that I work with. Not the only thing, but it is something. And I was talking about that before here with the 8, the infinity, and they brought it up, and then they had me speak about the Merkaba. I didn't really know why. And they told me to shut up, but not to say anything else. I'm like, okay. But the Merkaba is on this dove. And they I never knew that before. I never knew that before. The Merkaba is on the dove. That's why they wanted me to speak it, so then they could pull it out and then they could show it to my intention for like that confirmation affirmation for me, because spirit has my back, you know. So spirit wants to acknowledge me and my gifts and my abilities and what they're telling me, what I'm channeling, and so that people can be witness to that, right? That's my receipt. That's my my proof. Or if I'm ever doubting me, that's my proof for me, right? To have that confirmation from spirit and those affirmations and synchronicities. Anything else in regards to this reading, Spirit? Do you have any other advice, guidance, or support in regards to this reading? One last time. Do you have anything else? They got sticky, so no. Got super sticky. That one last time was crappy, but they were so stuck together. Seriously, no. All right, they wanted me to do the romance angels for advice, guidance, and support also, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Advice, guidance, and support for this reading, please, Spirit. This Mercury Direct Energy Reading. What advice, guidance, and support do you have for this reading, Spirit? Overcoming the devil. That is amazing. And it's funny because the 8 and then the Merkaba. Merkaba is really sacred. And infinity. If you think about all the infinity entails, and then overcoming the devil, there's something really beautiful as well as symbolic and deep here in this overcoming the devil for the overall energy, for whoever resonates with this. Overcoming heavy karma, karmic. I'm trying to find the right words here. And really hard cycles, but this heavy karma is like lifetimes. That's not what I was going to say, but that's what they said. Lifetimes of so this is a very long cycle, like behavioral programming or like karmic wounds. We have to pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. It landed on Kuthami for Cloak of Wisdom. What I'm getting with this is in regards to doubt. So anytime that there is like doubt, you need to reaffirm yourself is what I'm getting in what you know, and standing ground in that to make sure that you overcome. Because it's about self-love. It's about you deserving what it is that you are seeking. And so if you are seeking it, it's also seeking you, is what they're telling me. This knowledge. And then this knowledge equates to, it may not be a particular person, right? It's just that what we are seeking is seeking us, and we are deserving of this. So in the right timing, the right person, it will happen. So it's like, pay attention. The red flags is doubt, so that you can affirm yourself. And I'm telling you, this came out with it, and it landed on the Kuthami, okay? And in regards to the trusting, and then in regards to like this 10 of coins, that outer energy, the seahorse of watch and wait, of this manifestation, of this overcoming, so that you can have what it is that you deserve, right? You deserve love. You are lovable. I knew I kept picking up on that, something about self-worth or being deserving or whatever, up here in this reading somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Anything else, Spirit? Take them. More confirmation, more synchronicities and affirmations of awakenings. We have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual past. This is also represents awakening, spiritual awakening, growth. And then we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And it is time for me to get off of here. That's all they said. I love you. Thank you for joining me. If you can please like and share to help, spread me around. Spread me around. That's so funny. So that you can help it circulate. I would very much appreciate it. We all need lots of help. You know what I'm saying? And, I need as much help as I can get in regards to circulating the energy. Just remember that everything that you do when you gift people energetically with love and support, it always comes back to you. Also to be mindful that if that is your only intention of doing things and gifting people with love and support, then I would refrain, because it's all about your intention and your integrity also. We can't just do things to expect to get something in return. It does not work that way. We have to have integrity and innocence within our heart when we do something. So, I caution you, even though I do want support, I caution you in regards to your integrity in sharing, so maybe just sit and think about it if you're not sure. And I don't mean in regards to not sure about sharing. I mean of why you are sharing. If you're sharing because you want to be supportive, regardless of what and how it comes back to you, then please share right away. I appreciate it. If you're not sure why you'd be sharing, then I don't know why you'd be watching up to this point. So that's a real red flag for me. And it should be for yourself too, but to each our own. Just maybe think about it. Don't do anything that you don't feel comfortable doing also. But if you don't feel comfortable sharing me to help it circulate, I would not be watching me. Because that is our internal red flag right there of, hey, if I can't support this person and don't want to see them grow, then why would I be watching them? We need to start paying better attention to ourselves and understanding where our heart is and the integrity that we have, and if we are able to actually be supportive of someone else or not. And if we're not, why are we participating or watching or involving ourselves in things if we can't actually truly love and support other people? But anyways, those who will support me and are willing to support me, I appreciate all of your support and love. Thank you. Have a great day.